Yeah, this is Scotty from Columbus, Ohio. I called, I think about like a week ago.
Hmm.
Yeah, they lost me. I would say the last person I voted for was Barack Obama, and it probably took about like the first term when he started bombing Afghanistan and Pakistan, and it
Hmm.
really, I was already starting to itch away from the Democratic Party after they basically balked on the Iraq War, the FISA vote, you name it, NAFTA. I'm actually 30, so I learned about NAFTA when I was in college.
Hmm.
But yeah, I also wanted to call because I noticed that there's some people saying that Bernie Sanders didn't really do that good of a job of reaching out to the black community, and you're right about that. But we've got to be honest and say that a lot of the black community was never really going to vote for Bernie Sanders, and
Hmm.
part of that
Hmm.
is the black misleadership class.
Yeah.
The black misleadership class has basically been, it stretches from the church,
Yep.
the black church, from black radio, the
Yep.
celebrities that supported Hillary Clinton. The When you hear that influence over and over again, it's kind of like it's really hard to break that mold. And really, I like the Latino communities actually demanded more of the Democratic Party
Yep.
than the black community has, and really the brand loyalty from the Democratic Party. And this is where I disagree with Glenn Ford of the Black Agenda Report when he says that the black community has traditionally been the most progressive
Hmm.
community
Yep.
ever,
On
and
certain
not
issues. Yeah.
necessarily on certain issues. And even when it comes to economics, like there's a certain black and nationalist strain when it comes to oh, we don't need nothing from the white man, and this, that, and the third. When it comes to government,
This,
like
that, and the
social
third.
programs, like what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like I even heard like people say like,
Let
oh
me
well,
let
wealth.
me let me hold let me hold the comment there. I want to get this next caller. And I absolutely agree. I absolutely agree that you said a lot, man. You said a lot that I don't even know where to start, but all the way back to what you said. Bernie Sanders was never going to get the black vote. Let me tell you, the black vote Bernie Sanders was never going to get. Bernie Sanders was never going to get the Democratic establishment, the black Democratic establishment vote. Those people who buy into brand identity. He was never going to get that. And I think his mistake was trying to get that vote instead of completely ignoring that vote and going after the black left, the Glenn Ford crowd, the Bruce Dixon, the Eddie Glaude, the Cornel West, and the Michelle Alexander crowd. And yeah, Bernie Sanders, not Bernie Sanders, but the Democratic Party. That's what I want to know. I want to know where or how did the Democratic Party lose you, and not necessarily what are you going to do in the fall. I'm at the point where you follow your own instinct. You do what's best for you. You do what's best for your, because one thing I like, and I'm going to take this next caller. And one thing I like of what Eddie Glaude said, this fear of Donald Trump. Listen, Donald Trump is America's problem. Donald Trump should not be the sole problem of progressives, and he should not be the sole problem of black Americans. He shouldn't. It should not be our responsibility to sacrifice what we believe in to try to fight off Donald Trump. That should have been the job of the Democratic Party. So I want to know, how did the Democratic Party lose you, or if they lost you? Maybe you're still with the Democratic Party, and explain and help us to understand why you are. Why are you still solidly aligned with the Democratic Party? What's the primary issue for you, and are they still representing that?